All right, truth seekers, there are some strange things going on. To give you a little bit of context about how some people on social media might shape my viewpoint, I just want to start off by saying there are certain insiders, presumed insiders, people who know of the hidden plots of those trying to choose the winners and losers versus those who fight to create a more fair playing field. I before covered Dr. Jen Halper Hayes as a possible insider. Some have wondered about the inside track of Ron Watkins and his father, or the very patriotic Dan Scavino Jr. Several events are coalescing at this time that makes the geopolitical situation appear very, very confusing. So this is an account which I've covered in the past, which may also be an inside account. As long-term viewers may know, most of my posts on social media focus much on opinions I have on different political topics. I steer away from talking much about my life, possibly inside track individuals, including this individual, as well as two others who'd communicate with me, have more of an understanding and inside track to me personally than I'd chosen to share with others. Another inside tracker, one of the three, instructed me to compare articles covering similar topics for the use of specific terms considered hidden comms. This individual indicated that there are some people who are targeted by the government and are tracked and at times even used in what may be described as psychic research. The third inside tracker gave me specific advice concerning how to set up my Twitter page. In reality, I don't know if these three individuals are truly on the inside. They had just positioned themselves to appear as such. I can promise to you, or in this case really just claim, that I am not yet on the inside. I'm here in a periphery of the outside. If it is true that some individuals on the inside communicate with those on the outside, then I can state I at least gotten close to the boundary of getting on the inside. If there are military operations, it's important that only those trustworthy have inside access. So I'm saying all this really to set up what follows. This account pushed a post with this number, 117, at this point about a year ago. It was pushed as a community post in YouTube. It pushed this post stating, "See time here completion, spirit of Ubuntu," 3 months ago, with this phrase, "I see you Ubuntu," with this candle circle and a statement, "At last, restoration." This account published this video with the title September 13th, 2024. Clicking on the video at the first second shows Trump on his plane looking puzzled because the current commander-in-chief, supposedly, Johnny B. Biden, is wearing his characteristic Make America Glorious Again hat. Because of the algorithmic suppression, I have to use certain substitute terms. This event, which I'll go into later, was a highly unusual occurrence. Scrolling further in the video, a depiction of a power plant is shown with the colors of Iran's flag and a silhouette of what I believe are three countries, Iran, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. This image changes to show a type of explosion and a nuclear symbol. At first, I thought the shape was a combination of Ontario and Quebec because of this scoop out here. But in context, the colors make sense for it to be this region of the three countries, which I've outlined as such. You're shown an image of a computer and green Bitcoin symbols. You're shown coins going from one phone to another phone. You're shown gold and a Bitcoin getting converted into digits. You're shown a pile of cash with red on the dollar notes sitting on the United States. This might represent the ending of fiat currency. You're shown something getting through a barrier that looks like a microbe. You're shown the aberrant multiplication of cancer cells compared to normal cells. You're shown another image depicting cancer cells, another image showing how they're different from normal cells, and then the cure. And so I'm thinking this might be a subtle reference to the medication abbreviated IVM. Can't use the actual term on YouTube. It could be the Finbin one as well. We're shown American Electric Power and a recycling symbol. We're shown a power being connected or deconnected with this dramatic 3D grid, sort of implying a significant change of some sort. We're told to witness electrical connection with apparent stars attached to strings, a portal opening up with electricity coming out. This kind of reminds me of MH370. I covered its bizarre disappearance in video before. We're shown a ball of light over a power plant, which might reference Tesla-type energy. And it ends with the term restoration, reminding of this post. Okay, so this happened. And as Monkeyworks covered in his 9/12 broadcast, the world looms on the very edge of the Third World War, really over this concern of fire strikes deep into Russia that may occur with the use of NATO and US-based satellites. It would mean that NATO directly involves itself in aiding the Ukraine's efforts. In a post I have confirmed has been deleted, Donny Boy posted this hash mark, which is known to be symbolic of Checkmate. 6 hours ago, one of the potential insiders, Dr. Jan, posts Checkmate is coming with a rainbow pictured. After Trump posts his hash mark, he goes into a flurry of posts from various news sources, usually those sympathetic to the Republican cause, and this sequence occurs. So 10 hours ago at 2:05 a.m. Eastern Time, he posts a story on DOJ releases the crime stats. So think about this, a 78-year-old man up at 2 in the morning posting, right? So then after that post, now 5 hours ago, he posts again about the US Postal Service. And this post is at 7:29 a.m. And so assuming that these posts are from Donny B, again, I'm using substitute naming on YouTube, we're led to believe he only got 35 hours and 30 minutes of sleep. I think this is possible, but unlikely, in that likely there is a third party controlling his Truth Social account posting on his behalf. So I'm saying all this because more recently today, at this point 2 hours ago, Trump posted IHATE Taylor Swift. Now this is a highly politically risky move. As a result, the term itself is trending #1 on Twitter. The left-leaning Twitter account Aaron Rupar posts "This is real," likely with excitement because he knows that this is food, this is chum for the establishment to use against Trump. You see, our Donny B, he has to fight against the framing of him being misogynistic and against women. And so by him directly proclaiming an HATE to one of the most famous pop singers in modern times, that's going to drastically feed into that narrative, and it could even cost the actual election. Remember, the MSM plays to the lowest common denominator, which is the emotional tone of the citizens. And when people are stressed, they tend to go down Maslow's needs hierarchy, falling into the mass formation trap. Is characterized by more emotional reactions, authoritarian feeling, and allegiance only to what is popular. I can't overstate how dangerous this actually is. The media is going to say that this is going to leverage latent animosity in the masses and could lead to more personal attacks on this famous pop star. My thinking is, in this strange context of which we are currently living, either Trump's account is being sabotaged or the game, the chess match, is actually already over. And so Trump has the freedom to state things as such. In reality, Taylor Swift is not a very great person. She chose to play into the single cat lady stereotype. She buys up all of the MSM drivel. She flies about in private jets, yet her constituents on the left don't call her out on that. So she can receive some fair calumny from Trump, but I worry that in this political climate, this could be everything. With where we're at, BRICS is going to lead to the US default on the national debt. The migrant crisis is going to worsen, and confrontations may emerge with more right-leaning groups. Twitter and Elon Musk is going to be targeted for speech removal. Taxes are going to increase. The Medicare insurance system won't be fixed. All of these things are promised if this election doesn't go in the direction of the masses who actually want change. On the 11th day of September, and the aftermath of the big debate, a very strange thing happened. Johnny B. Biden went back to one of the 11th day sacred sites, Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and took pictures with kids. He had done this very thing 3 years before, and look at these images. He photoed with kids with Trump paraphernalia. So this is the photo from days ago, and this is the photo from 2021. What's this? What is that letter? Why is that just out of view? Is that the letter Q? Look at this. We have this exchange.
Presidential hat. Presidential seal on it.
You want to autograph it?
Oh, sure, I'll autograph it.
Huh?
Yeah.
You remember your name?
I don't remember my name. I'm slow.
You're old part.
It says, you remember your name? I don't remember my name. I'm slow.
You're an old part.
Yeah, I
You're an
know,
old
man.
fart.
I'm an old guy.
And you're an old part, right?
I know you would know about that.
What?
About being old.
Oh, I know.
All right.
I'm a young timer.
He reminds me of the guys I grew up with. There was always one in the neighborhood.
Well, I'm the only one.
He reminds me of the guys I grew up with. Always one in the neighborhood. He's wearing a 627 hat, which I looked it up. It's a fire department in Shanksville, Pennsylvania.
There you go, man. I need that hat.
But when he just says, he just says, I need that hat. Why? Why do you need that hat?
My autograph?
Hell no.
You know my name. Come on.
I ain't going
He's encouraged to put it on.
that far.
Yeah.
I ain't going that far.
Yeah.
He says, I ain't going that far.
Do a selfie.
And he does
There you
it.
go.
And look at the smile. Look at this natural smile.
Hey, I'm proud of you now.
I'm proud of you now.
Just remember, no eating dogs and cats.
Remember, no eating dogs and cats. So this exchange is extremely remarkable. From one perspective, it shows Biden as a brilliant chameleon who's able to blend in hostile enemy territory. On command, able to say the right things and take the right actions for appeasement. On the other hand, you can look at this as Johnny B rebelling against the overlords because of his replacement by Kamala. And yet on the other hand, the third hand, this could be viewed as another individual, another agent, playing a cleanup role in the aftermath of the previous debate, intentionally helping Donny Boy, aka 45, 47, hopefully. I don't know which it is exactly, but we also have this additional contextual piece of differing reactions of the firefighters in Pennsylvania upon seeing the current President Biden compared to Trump.
There he is.
So that happened as well. So we have all of that in this time frame where today Trump goes in the offensive on a major celebrity. To many of us out here who have lived the last 4 years in America, the likelihood of things going sideways seems almost inevitable. And so it's natural for us to be very suspicious of postings on Truth Social accounts. With Trump, Vance, Tulsi Gabbard, RFK making so many positive statements about their plans for America, and then knowing how what goes on in America sets the Overton window for much of the rest of the industrialized world. The stakes could have never been higher. Or stated more correctly, the stakes have never been higher. We people are sense-making machines. The world's very confusing, and we use our mental capacity to try to put order in the confusion. I'm tipping my hat to the likelihood that a shoe will drop in relation to this imagery that we're being shown. I think it's important that we state what we're seeing and how what we're seeing is affecting us. One of the insiders tells me Iran is the powder keg and the current geopolitical focus for potential events around the world, given its strategic location and potential for provocation both in the Russia-Ukraine conflict as well as the Israel-Hamas conflict. Its location also affects Pakistan, India, and China in their own decision-making. Another insider tells me to focus on decrypting and explaining Majestic 12, a task I admit I have procrastinated on. This is one of the 3 supposed insiders I was mentioning to you earlier in the video. Is there a modern day Majestic 12 controlling the event? What's really behind what we're seeing today? I have to go now, but we'll see what comes of this. Take care.